Here we go. I have been training like crazy lately. Every single day since I got back from Pan Am's in like October, I've been at it, training. I'm running with the weight vest, I'm lifting, I'm doing jiu-jitsu, doing these videos. Some days I do 2 jiu-jitsus. Wednesday night, some madman added a minute to the clock, and that was enough. Like each round was a minute longer. I felt like I was gonna throw up when I left here that night, which is great because I'm already in I'm in the best condition I've ever been in. So for me to be able to push myself into the realm of that is it's a good thing. It's not good to get so worked up doing jiu-jitsu that you're gonna throw up, but I'm impressed with myself for being able to work out so hard, like being able to push myself into that realm, you know? It's a little bit counterintuitive or whatever, but I've been trying to, I told my kids the other day when I was tucking them in, I said, over the next week or so until Worlds, so I'm leaving next Thursday. I'm competing in 1 week from today. I'll be in Florida fighting all day. I told my kids, I said, I might be a little bit mean over the next week or so. My daughter's like, well, what do you mean? She's like, are you going to tuck me in and say like, good night? Like she made like a little voice. I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. And she's like, well, you going to come in and turn off my nightlight in the middle of the night so I get scared? I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. And she's like, well, what do you mean? And I was like, well, I'm not going to play Candyland with you. Or, like, I'm not going to make popcorn when we sit down and watch The Mandalorian or Adventure Time or whatever. She's like, oh, okay. So, she's cool with it. But, I missed spinning the legs out on Monday when I was working out with Josh. But on the next Tuesday, I made up for it with an extra set of mountain climbers, and it sucked, but I did it to make up for it. So, thought I'd address that little issue. I've been thinking about the word brevity lately. Like Shakespeare said, brevity is the soul of wit. I always try and not live by that, but I try and, apply that when I say things or whatever. I try and think of like, what's the simplest way, the fewest words that I could properly express what I'm thinking here. And then, like, there's rumors that Shakespeare didn't even exist, that he was just like a collective of authors or whatever that wrote all the works and did it under like a pen name of Shakespeare. Then there's also rumors that he's like the cousin of the Queen Elizabeth or Bloody Mary or something. But no, I don't even know. He probably existed. But then I apply that to Little John. I started listening to when I was in high school, I would listen to a lot of Little John. My best friend, when I first started driving, my best friend Moore stole a Little John CD from Walmart. And we got the speakers for my Explorer, which we named the Sex Explorer, but we would listen to that dirty Southern rock, that heavy beats. It sounded really cool, Little John stuff. But the other day, for some reason, like, I don't really listen to that kind of music anymore. But the other day, I wanted to put some on, just take a little trip down memory lane or whatever. And I started thinking, like, this little John, you know, it's simple music, but he's like a motivational speaker. Like, he really is. Like, his one song, he says, like, I'm so happy to be alive. It's like, well, yeah, man, good, I'm glad you're feeling it. He's always speaking words of encouragement, like, you know, like, yeah, and stuff. Showing, like, meaningful inquisition into how people are feeling. Like, when he says, what? And, you know, feelings of affirmation. When he says, okay. You know, he's a motivational speaker. If little John was a corporate executive, you know, like, he would be good at that too. But he happens to be a dirty South rapper or whatever. And he's good at that. I think he also does porn or something now. Man of many talents. But Shakespeare was really good at, I wouldn't even say he was good at brevity. I guess you could say that he was good at brevity, like expressing a lot of thoughts or a meaningful sentiment with few words and stuff. Like, they say he invented like hundreds of words. And I just did a ton of jiu-jitsu, and now I'm working out and a drink of beer, so I can't think of them. But look it up. There's a lot of words that Shakespeare invented that we use like every day. I would argue that Shakespeare and Little John both contributed to something. I don't know. Shouldn't say like the advancement of our language, because Little John, well, maybe Little John invented the word steep, maybe, I'm not sure. But it's certainly not as many words as Shakespeare. But he's very good at expressing them. I was driving into the gym today. I started thinking about like Christmas cookies and little Christmas cookie cutters, little gingerbread men shapes and stuff like that. I was like, what's to stop somebody from taking like some ground beef and making like a beef cookie? I tried, I'm still kind of searching for an example of such a thing in my mind. Like beef jerky kind of, but not like that, like crispy, like deep fried beef cookies. Push-ups. don't know if deep fried beef cookies would be like shelf sustainable or whatever. Like if they would have to be kept in a refrigerator. Beef jerky, you don't have to keep in the refrigerator. I wouldn't want beef jerky. I want it to be crunchy. Like the consistency of like chicken skin. But you know that that's mostly oil. You can't do that. Can't you just bake? Couldn't you bake them? Wouldn't they be? What would happen if you baked cookies out of like ground beef? Little gingerbread man. But beef. Maybe throw some flour in there too. Maybe that would make it crunchy. I don't see any reason why not. And then, now the question is, would you put icing or ketchup on top? Sugar's sugar, really. Like icing would probably taste good. Fine. It's just, I don't know. But I can't think of any example of such a thing. But I don't see any good reason why such a thing should not be. I gotta fly next Thursday. And I hate flying. Ugh, I hate flying. It's so scary. It just doesn't feel safe. I know that it's like technically safer than driving or a bunch of other stuff, but it just doesn't feel safe. Like I don't like giving up my control like that. Like I almost feel like I'd feel better about it if I was the one flying the plane. But that's not safe. But I did land a plane on a flight simulator. I got a little certificate for doing it back in tech ed in high school. That doesn't mean nothing. It means something. Had like all the controls and things, and technically landed a plane like 88% proficiency, which is enough, I guess. Got a certificate. Most people didn't get the certificate. That's another thing. Like when I do fly, I always feel like safest when the plane's like landing, because I feel like it's over. Like I can see the ground again, and I feel relief. But that's like the most dangerous part of the flight. It's like when you land. The very first time I flew, when I flew to Los Angeles, when I was like 20. 30 seconds. The very first time I flew, I was so nervous and scared that I got randomly picked for screening. And it was clear to me that it was not random. Like I was sweating. I was literally sweating bullets. Because I was like, God, I don't want to get on the plane. Like, I'd rather drive. I could drive. What if the plane goes down and on the way down, I'm going to be like, shit, I could have just drove. It would have taken a little bit longer, but like I wouldn't be going down in this plane. So, but like I was nervous, I was sweating bullets. And they pulled me aside for a random screening. And they searched through my bag and patted me down. It was fine. I'm glad that they do that. Like, I would rather that they do search the nervous-looking guy about to get on the plane than not search the nervous-looking guy about to get on the plane. Like, I'm happy that that's the system. And if they have to say that it was a random screening to not be whatever, then fine, I don't care. But I've flown a bunch of times since then, and I found that getting drunk helps me fly better. But I can't drink before the tournament. I can't get drunk all day flying to Florida. I can drink on the way home, which I will, definitely will. But I'm not gonna drink the day before. But I think I'll just listen to like some Joe Rogan, play some balloons tower defense on my phone, and probably won't be that big of a deal. Back in 2009 when I first flew, we didn't have Joe Rogan and balloons tower defense. Times are tough. Some people had Angry Bird or whatever, but I didn't. I didn't get a touch screen phone until like 2010. No, I had one in 2009, but it was a shitty one. It wasn't a good one. Did we have Angry Bird? Yeah, because I played it at Tim's. Sphinx. So I'll compete all day. Next Friday, probably have a little fun down in Florida after that. Because Florida's totally open. You don't even have to wear masks or anything. Something like that. But I'm gonna, plan is to go down and win the world championship and then go out drinking and have a good time in Florida. And then fly home the next day, and then when I get home, it'll be right before Christmas. Some friends are coming to town. Good times will be had, even though all the restaurants and everything are closed. I'm sure we'll use our resources to come up with some plan. I ran out of a juice that I drink before I work out. I just drink like cran palm juice, just sugar water. I ran out. I mix it with my pre-workout powder. So I started mixing it. I mixed in honey. 32 grams of honey is about 90 calories, 100 calories, 90 to 100 calories or so, which is the same that was in my sugar water. But it actually mixes a little bit better with the pre-workout powder. Just some like honey and then pour some water in, mix it all up. It's like a downright, it's a reasonable taste. It's not good. It's not bad though. It's not bad at all. But you don't want it to be too good. It's not meant to be like a tasty snack. Okay. Just got a new gi for the competition. I bought it on Black Friday, really cheap, like a really good gi. The gi that I have it would get me disqualified because it's already starting to tear. I've only had it for like 2 months, but I guess we go hard in here. 20 seconds. I get the sense that something big is coming with space or aliens or something soon. I don't know, I think about it way more. And I think about it quite a bit. But I get the sense that something's coming because they made that announcement a couple months ago about an off-road vehicle. And I just don't understand how aliens are gonna travel faster than light. Or like, I don't know. I mean, nobody has any idea how you would do that.